So we're back in our Flash application, and we are on to step 2, creating the walls and the floor. I will I'll make a little create walls and floor function. Again, in Flash Develop, I'll hit Control-Shift-1, generate the function, and now, well, gee, what do we do? How do we actually create a floor in B2 World? To answer that, let's go back to the PowerPoint. So in order to create an object in the B2 world, which we typically call a body, you need a few things. All right, you're going to create a B2 body object. However, you're not going to create one directly. Instead, you're going to create this little object called a B2 body def, short for definition. You're going to pass this to the B2 world object, and that in turn is going to create your B2 body. Now, when you first create this B2 body, it is going to be sort of this abstract body definition that might tell you where the body is located and its current velocity, but it actually won't know a whole lot about the physical shape of the body. And that's because you need to create a B2 shape. You'll kind of see that this shape is passed to the body, and the body's basically told, apply this shape to yourself so you actually know what area in space you take up, and it basically uses this shape to determine how it collides with other things, calculates its center of mass, that kind of thing. Now, of course, you don't create this B2 shape directly. Instead, you create a B2 shape def, short for definition. This actually gets passed to the body, and that in turn then creates a shape that it essentially kind of attaches to itself. And actually, in our case, we're not really going to be creating a shape definition. We're going to be creating a child of the shape definition, a polygon definition. Now, at first glance, this might seem confusing, and that's because it is. It's very confusing. And I would say it's probably one of the biggest mental hurdles to get over when running anything in B2 World. Once we kind of do this once or twice, actually, it will probably still be confusing. Where the differentiation between shapes and bodies, how defs work in relation to the objects, it's all a little confusing. So what we'll do is let's create a couple of these, and then after we've gone through the creation process, maybe we can go back and investigate this in a little more detail, and hopefully you'll have a better idea of what's going on. So I'm going to jump back to my box world, or my hello box world, and I'm going to write out some pseudocode for what we're going to do. So this might seem like an unusual order to create things based on the flowchart you just saw before, but I think this is actually the most clear for humans. So the first thing we're going to do is create the shape, in our case, polygon definition. Once we've done that, we're going to create the body definition. After we've done that, we will create the body using the definition from above, and then finally we will create the shape. Well, that's all there is to it. So let's jump into creating the shape definition.